Good morning, students. We are discussing about the animal tissue. In the last class, we have discussed about various types of epithelial tissue. In that, simple glandular epithelium tissues are there, means that consist of glands. There are two types of glands: endocrine glands and exocrine glands. Endocrine glands are ductless glands and responsible for the secretion of various hormones. These glands are present in different parts of our body, like pituitary gland present in our brain, thyroid in neck, parathyroid in neck, ovary and testis, adrenal gland which is present on the kidney, each kidney, islets of Langerhans present in the pancreas, and these glands secretes various hormones. Exocrine glands are also known as glands with ducts, and they are responsible for the secretion of various types of enzymes in our body, like tear gland. Tear glands present in the eyes which secretes tear, salivary glands in mouth, gastric glands present in our stomach, and intestinal glands present in our intestine. See the types of exocrine glands. Single glands, cells in epithelium, unicellular, example goblet cells in large and small intestine and respiratory passage. Simple state tubular gland in stomach and colon. Simple branched tubular glands in lower portion of stomach. Simple coiled tubular, lower portion of stomach and small intestine. Simple acinar, that is sebaceous glands of skin. Sebaceous glands present in skin and responsible for the secretion of some oils, which keeps the skin smooth. Luster. Next is simple branched acinar, sebaceous glands of skin, compound tubular, mucous glands of duodenum. Then compound acinar, that is present in the mammary glands, compound tubulacular, tubulacinar present in the pancreas. Now see the compound epithelium. There are two types: stratified epithelium and transitional epithelium. Compound epithelium consists of many layers of cells lying on the basement membrane. Now see the second type of tissue, that is a connective tissue. Origin arise from mesoderm of the embryo and most abundant type of animal tissue. Now see the feature of connective tissue. The connective tissue consists of various shaped cells lying wide apart in a large amount of non-living intercellular or extracellular material called matrix. The matrix is also called ground substances. It is usually secreted by the connective tissue cells themselves. This ground substance permits diffusion of food materials, water, gases, and wastes to and from the cells. Thus, connective tissue usually comprise of two components, matrix and cells. The nature and proportion of these two components vary in different kinds of connective tissues. Almost all connective tissue are highly vascular in nature. In all connective tissues except blood, the cell secretes fibers of structural protein called collagen or elastin fiber. Now, sir, see the type of connective tissue. Connective tissue proper, example, areolar tissue, adipose tissue, white fibrous, yellow elastic and reticular. Fluid connective tissue, blood. Skeletal connective tissue, cartilage and bone. See the presence of connective tissue in various parts of our body. Cartilage, adipose tissue, bone, blood, then areolar tissue, loose connective tissue, fibrous connective tissue, forming tendon, connective tissue proper, areolar connective tissue, origin. It is found below the skin, muscles and bones. Function, the areolar tissue, also called loose connective tissue, is essentially connective in function. It fixes the skin with muscles, attaches the blood vessels and nerve with the surroundings tissue, fastens the peritoneum to the body wall and viscera and keeps the muscle fibers together. See the diagram of areolar tissue. Various types of cells present in the matrix: mast cell, elastic fiber, collagen fibers, fibroblast cells, free macrophages, ground substances are there, adipose tissue, fat cells, adipocyte cells are there, capillary, red blood cells, fixed macrophages, white blood cells, reticular fibers. So this is the structure of areolar tissue. Connective tissue proper, areolar connective tissue. See the other features. Structure, the transparent jelly-like sticky matrix contains numerous fibers and cells and abundant mucin. Fibers, the fibers are of two types, white fiber and yellow fiber. White fiber, unbranched, wavy and arranged in bundles, are also called collagen fiber as they contain proteinous substance called collagen. These collagen fibers gives tensile strength to the tissue. Collagen fibers are formed at the site of injury for tissue repair, healing. Yellow fibers, thin, slender and singly arranged. These are flexible, elastic and branched. The branches joining with one another to form an irregular but large network. They possess elastic property due to presence of protein called elastin. Cells present in the areolar tissue. The cells in the matrix are of four main types: fibroblast cells, macrophages, mast cells and adipocytes. Fibroblast cells, main cells of the areolar tissue, they are large, flat and star-shaped cells with long and branched processes. They secrete the matrix and the material of which the fibers are found, both white and yellow fibers. Fibroblasts migrate to the site of injury and secrete more fibers to seal off the wound. Macrophages or histiocytes. The macrophages are almost as numerous as the fibroblasts. They are large, long-lived and irregular cells. They engulf the microbes, foreign particles and damaged cells. Hence, they are phagocytic in action. See the mast cell, function of mast cell in areolar tissue. The mast cells are also called mastocytes, and they are small oval cells in mammals. They produce heparin and histamine. Heparin prevents blood clotting in uninjured vessels. Histamine is useful in dilating blood vessels, vasodilator, and inflammatory response to injury or infection. Histamine is also involved in allergic reactions. It releases from the mast cells and helps in body defense by attracting the phagocytes to the site of injury. Adipocytes, these are useful in storage of fats. Origin of areolar adipose tissue. Connective tissue proper, adipose tissue. Origin, the adipose tissue is found in subcutaneous tissue under the skin, in the covering of the heart and around blood vessels and kidney. It performs the yellow bone marrow function. Adipose tissue is primarily a food reserve. The subcutaneous fat prevents heat loss from the body, particularly in polar animals, and also rounds off the body contour shape, gives shape to the body. It forms a shock absorbing cushion around the kidney and the eyeballs. It also produces the blood corpuscles structure. Adipose tissue is found in association with the areolar connective tissue. It is modified areolar tissue consisting of a large number of adipocytes, that is cells specialized for the fat storage. A fat cell first develops in it small fat droplets which later fuse to form large fat globule. These globules push the cytoplasm with its organelles to the periphery and the nucleus to one side. See the structure of adipose tissue. There are two types of adipose tissue. White adipose tissue. This appears opaque due to the presence of a large number of adipocytes. It is commonly seen in adults. Brown adipose tissue. These are reddish brown in color due to the large number of blood vessels. It is mostly found in developing fetus and infants. Another type of connective tissue proper, that is a white fibrous tissue. White fibrous tissue is especially rich in white collagen fibers. These are similar to but thicker than those found in the areolar tissue. This tissue is very tough and inelastic. It appears as coats of sheets. As coats, the white fibers run parallel to form coats called tendons. The tendons connect the skeletal muscles with the bones. Tendons, they are specialized extension or prolongation of the muscles. They are formed of bundles of collagen fibers, that is white fibers. At one end, they are formed from the core of the muscles and the other end is attached to a bone. Some of the tendons are Achilles tendon and hamstring tendon. They play an important role in various movements. As such, it occurs in the pericardium of the heart, dura mater of the brain, and the spinal cord, capsule of the kidney, etc. See the position of Achilles tendon. It is present in our lower feet, in the back side. Calcaneus, that is the heel bone. So that tendon is attached. Now see the yellow elastic tissue of the connective tissue proper. Yellow elastic tissue consists mainly of a loose network of yellow elastic fibers. These elastic fibers are much thicker but similar to those of the areolar tissue. This tissue combines strength with great flexibility. It also has two forms, cords and sheets. The cords formed by the tissue are called ligaments. Ligaments serve to bind the bones together. Means ligament, the main function, it joins bone to bone. They are found of bundles of yellow fibers. They bind two different bones at the joints. They play a very important role in preventing dislocation of bones and at the same time providing flexibility to joints. As sheets formed by the tissue, they occur in the walls of the blood vessels, lungs, and bronchioles. Recovery of these organs after expansion is due to this tissue presence. See the structure of our knee, patella, kneecap, that is articular cartilage is present, medial meniscus, medial collateral ligaments, lateral meniscus, lateral collateral ligaments. This is the structure of our main joint, knee. Now see the another type of connective tissue proper, that is a reticular connective tissue. Reticular tissue. The reticular tissue consists of star-shaped reticular cells, the protoplasmic processes of which join to form a cellular network. The reticular fibers are superimposed on the reticular cells. They are composed of a protein called reticulin. They are branched and inelastic. These tissues form the supporting framework of lymph glands, spleen, and bone marrow. The reticular cells are phagocytic and form defense mechanism of the body.